So basically, I was walking. So I was leaving work. I was just going on my lunch break, just going to get something to eat, something chill, just going to get something to eat. So I'm walking to my car. So I'm walking to my car. When I'm walking, I don't know. I'm just a people watcher, so I just be watching shit just all the time, just looking at people, and I just happen to catch this dude's eye. And so like I like made eye contact with him, and then like I just obviously just looked away 'cause I'm not staring at dude, but so I looked at him, and looked away, and then continued to look for my car, and I'm like, oh, damn, there go my car right there. And so the car happened to be right behind his. So he was parked. Like if he pulled in, like his car, my car is like right there next to it. So I start walking, towards my car because I think I see my car, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I start reaching for my keys, have my hands in my pockets and stuff like that, walking fast. And as soon as I walk by like the door
Where
mirror,
were you at?
I was coming out of work.
Okay. So
So as
you was
soon
at
as I
work.
Yeah, so as soon as I walked by dude door mirror, like all I heard was the loudest lock sound I ever heard in my life. It was just like right as soon as I walked by his shit, and I'm like, okay, like what the fuck? Like obviously, bro wanted me to know I'm locking it because of you, because I just looked at you and I seen you walk past, so I'm locking the door.
Mm-mm.
So he locked the fuck out the door, and then so I'm like, okay, whatever, not thinking nothing of it.
You know what's funny? Outside of the blatant racism,
Hmm.
is it's like, what is blocking the door actually gonna do? Like, if they're obviously not you, but if somebody really wanted to do something, you don't think that they would have like something to break the glass,
Hmm.
break through the window. Like, if somebody really wants to get to you, you can't really stop them. I think
No, that's
it's more of like this mental thing of, I want to show you that I can protect myself and I am fearful of you when I'm taking a stand. It's like, no, you actually, like, if I actually wanted to harm you, this wouldn't be doing really much of anything. If I
right.
pointed a
Hmm.
gun at the window, yeah, you would real quick go
Hmm.
ahead and unlock that door.
There ain't no lock. What's the point of the lock? I could break that window immediately. And next time I see him, I'm breaking the window and motherfucking taking his everything he has. But no,
You
so
think
this
that's racist?
that's what I've been going back and forth with in my brain because it's like,
I feel like if any person walked by my car, I'll lock the door.
really?
Yeah.
Like you do
I
that
forgot
now?
to lock it.
So you
I
don't
forgot
even
to
look
lock it, and you walking past told me lock it.
like
Yeah, so
literally as soon as
I
I
was right
walk past him.
outside.
No, but this the thing
I don't
though.
know. Could be coincidence.
This the
The guy was in the car, right?
yeah, he was in the car. He was in the car, and it could be coincidence, you're right? But the thing is, like I said,
Oh,
I
he was
made
in the car. Okay, that's different.
yeah, he was in the car. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
No, it's different when you
Oh
get
yeah,
out
yeah.
because
He for
like yeah.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's like this is why like it could be coincidence, but at the same time, like I said, I made eye contact with him like maybe 10 seconds before, and then like I said, I'm looking for my card, and I'm like, oh, it's right there.
Was
I
he
didn't hear
leaving?
no. I, he had his car on. I don't know if he didn't leave before me. Didn't leave before I left. So like I said, I looked at him 10 seconds before, and then he looked. Then I didn't hear no lock, and then as soon as I walked by, he locked it. So it's like, okay, like bro, come on. No, but the crazy thing is to wrap this shit up though is so I went and got in the car and it wasn't even my car. Like, but the door was unlocked. So like I went and stepped in that shit and I'm like, oh, this is not my car. Oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, this is I'm like, this is not my car. I'm really reinforcing like his beliefs. Like this nigga's a thief. Like,
Wait, so you were right next to him. So did he see you sit in the car and then hop out and go to your car?
I think so, but he like that car was pulled
Yeah.
in, like the backs were to each other. So I don't even know if he saw me like open the door and try to get in. But then he did see me go to another car because my car was actually like right in front of him, like the other way. So yeah, I don't know. Like, so what do y'all think? So that's racist. It's definitely racism, right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it's racism.
Okay, how do you look at it then?
I mean, I feel like if anybody walked by, he probably would have locked his door. But I mean, hey, staying safe.
Nah, ain't no nah. And I don't want to like I might look dangerous. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but I might look dangerous. Like I might like I have my hands in my
But
pocket, I had on all black. Like I might look dangerous a little bit.
but You were in the parking lot of your job, though, right?
I was.
See, that changes things to me. That's what makes it racist. Is let's say you were at a mall, then yeah, if a strange person is rolling up on me at a mall, then like I'm gonna be more alert, more self-aware of what's happening around me. But if it's at the job, I'm assuming you probably work here. And I'm assuming if you work here, no, you're not gonna steal from your from somebody who works at the same company who could easily identify you if needed.
And I don't want his Toyota Yaris anyway. Like, I don't even want that. Like, why would you think I want that when I went to a bigger, better, newer car than yours? No, you look
Ooh,
stupid.
son.
You feel me? So it's like, I don't know. I don't like shit like that. And that happens to me often. And I ask my coworkers, like, I was like, has that ever happened to y'all? They was like, no, I never heard anything like
And
that
they're
before.
white people,
Non-black people.
non-black.
Yeah. So,
Have you asked them, like, do they think it's racist? Like, do you do that when black people walk past your car?
mhm.
And what did they
No,
say?
no, everybody I asked, they was like really like, oh, what, like for real? That happens to you? Like, that's crazy. Was you don't like that?
Because somebody is doing this, right? Like these things aren't happening in a vacuum. Somebody is doing this. So I would
Mhm.
at least respect it more if they were like, if somebody that you asked was like, oh yeah, I do that. But here's here's why. Like, yo, if I don't know you, yeah, I'm gonna lock the car if you walk up on me. Or, well, if you had your hand in your pockets, like I don't know what's up. So yeah, I might have locked the car just to be safe.
Mhm.
I'm not even
Mhm.
saying that they have to say it was a race thing, but to deflect and be like, I didn't know people do that. It's like,
Yeah. No, but the thing is, like everybody that I told, they said it was racist though, without me prompting them to ask if it's racist. They was like, "Damn,
uh,
that's racist as hell." So it was like, okay, I think they understood. I think they
okay.
understood. But the reason I said the hands in the pocket thing is because I almost
What
got
you want
shot
them to
one
do?
time. Nothing. I just wanted sympathy at that time. But the reason I said the pocket thing, because I remember the package thing, right? I don't know if you remember that when you sent me over there to Red's house to get that package.
Yeah. What about it?
So like I remember I went. It was extra early in the morning, and I had on my Carhartt big ass jacket, and I had my hands in my pocket, and I knocked on the door, put my hands back in the pocket, and then like his dad came out, was like, "Hey man, like who the fuck is you? Like why you up on my porch with your hands in your pocket and shit like that?" So
Was it
I
a
feel
white person?
no, it was a black man. It was a black
Oh,
man.
okay.
So I feel like that might be a threat to people. I don't know. It might seem threatening, like what he got in that pocket.
I feel like anybody on your property, you would feel a little alarmed if you didn't know who they were.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, not to like take it to an even deeper, darker place, but the past couple months we've heard multiple stories, and even before that, of black people being on somebody's porch and getting shot.
Hmm.
So when you bring up the hand in the pockets thing, it's like, okay, people say they feel unsafe. What I don't understand about that is like, if you are inside the house, what can somebody on the porch do that makes you feel uncomfortable?
That's a good question. Are you talking about that? I remember this one story specifically where a woman shot another woman like somewhere down south.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
That's one of them. Another
Yeah.
one happened to like, I think like a 16-year-old kid, and he
Yeah.
went to go pick up his brother and went to the wrong house. He got shot.
Hmm.
Like anytime I go to the door and I see people I don't recognize, I'm like, solicitors, and I hide.
Yeah.
Like I go to the back of the house and mind my own damn business. I never think, oh, this person's about to rob me. I would think if
Hmm.
somebody's gonna rob me, they're not coming to my front door.
That's true. That is
They're
true.
about to come through a window, if anything.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, it's really no threat if you don't open the door. And then, cause it's crazy, cause that one story where the lady shot the lady, like she shot her through the door.
Yes.
Like, so it's like she really wasn't a threat. So I don't know. It can kind of, I don't know. I just don't want to be seen as like a threat or something. Like that's really the moral of the story is like, yeah, I got locks. Yeah, I be wearing black clothes. I be having my hands in my pocket. I be having on hoodies. You know, say all the criteria, but like I just don't want to be seen that way.
And that's the thing, is like, to me, nothing that you described sounds like somebody who should be seen as a threat.
To you.
Like, Exactly. And obviously, you know, I know you and I'm a young Black person as well. So, like, I may not be the right criteria, but like, okay, if you're walking around in daytime in a shiesty on, I can see how that is threatening to people.
No,
If
that's
you
crazy.
pull up to the mall in a shiesty, yeah, I don't think that's racist if somebody is like, hey, what are you up to? But having
Yeah,
dreads, wearing black, having your hands in your pocket, just being a Black man in America should not in itself be seen as a threat. I know
That
it
seems
is, but it
sketchy to
shouldn't.
me. I don't know what y'all talking
see,
about.
see what I'm saying?
That seems super sketchy.
See what I'm saying?
Like I
Like,
feel like these are just the cards that we're dealt, and it is what it is. We're always gonna be threatening to someone.
that's true.
So hey, but yeah, black man wearing all black with his hands in his pocket. That guy's
Walking fast.
he's a danger to the community.
I mean, like to some people, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna assume.
so yeah, I mean, well, let's intro the podcast. Sorry to cut you off, but let's intro the podcast here, man. Welcome to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
joining us this time around. If it's your first time, thank you for coming through. My name is Matt. I'm here with my two co-hosts.
What's up, y'all? It's Jermayne.
And it's Ron. This is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, also Apple Podcasts. Also, go check out that merch store.
Most definitely check that joint out.
And I was just gonna say, Matt, going back to what you were saying about like us being threats, it's funny how like white people, I mean, I should say white people, but how some people can find things to be threatening instead of looking at the opposite way. Like to me, you walking fast is like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of work. It has nothing to do with trying to be a threat, right?
Mhm.
I've had a similar situation happen. I was taking a friend to the airport and it was like 5 p.m. We got caught in afternoon traffic and we were on the freeway. And at the time, I had a Chevy Malibu with like blacked out tints, which I
Mhm.
didn't realize at the time was like key drug dealer car, but kind
Oh
of
yeah,
learned that later.
for sure.
And so we're driving and it's like bumper to bumper traffic. And so we're in traffic. She's like clipping her nails and throwing them out the window. And next thing I know, I see this cop pull up behind me. And I'm like, I'm sure he can't be about to stop me because we're all going like 25 on the freeway.
Mhm.
And he comes and he pulls me over and he's like, you know, where are you going? Where are you coming from? I'm like, oh, we're like just leaving work. I'm taking her to the airport. What's wrong, officer? Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, what's she throwing out the window? And I was like, excuse me? He's like, do you guys have drugs on you? And I was like, I said, we just left work. Like,
Right.
Why was she littering?
Well, well, that's an interesting question.
see, I don't even know how he saw the nails though. Like, these were her real nails. These weren't like acrylics or anything. These were her natural nails that she
Mhm.
was throwing out the window. And I was like, he said, well, she's throwing out the window. And I was like, that was her nail clipping. She's clipping her nails. And, you know, of course they let us go because there was no reason to stop us. Like, I don't even know if he even really said anything about my tents. Like, there was nothing that we were doing that was illegal.
Mhm.
But it's funny how something that should be so innocent, like, hey, I'm trying to take my friend to the airport after work in rush hour traffic, is seen as, oh, I don't know, that we were trying to move weight and saw the cops behind us and wanted to throw it out the window. Like, their images of us are so far from reality. It's really incredible sometimes.
Mhm.
So what was the cause? What did he hit you with?
Nothing.
He just stopped by, just to
Just,
see what y'all was up to. That's it.
yeah,
That's the
he was
reason
like,
why he
all right.
pulled y'all over.
He never gave a reason. Nope. And that's the thing is like, I've been pulled over a number of times. I've never gotten a ticket in my life. And it's
That's
usually over some bullshit. Like at Michigan State, I used to live off of like the main road off of Grand River. And I lived in like an area that was pretty much predominantly white. Like I lived in like a neighborhood, not like where most of the other apartment complexes were. And I would get pulled over, pulling up to the crib all the time. for no reason, no speeding, no running a red light, just like, oh, what you doing over here? I'm like, I literally live here. To the point that like cops, why I told them I was like, this is like my building. Like I live here. And they like watch me pull into the parking lot and get out of the car to go inside.
Crazy, because why would you lie about that? Like, why am I gonna lie?
And it's like, officer, you have my license. You can see my address. You can see I live here.
Damn, yeah, it's really about trust though. Like, I feel like some people just don't trust certain other people, and it just kind of is what it is. And Rod, you made a good point though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this the cards we dealt at the end of the day. Like, we just gotta roll with the punches at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, I definitely was stopped by like an Asian cop, and here in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
because he said like, "Where you going? You moving kind of fast." I'm like, "I'm going to Houston. I'm on the road." I wasn't speeding or anything. He was like, "Yeah, you're just moving kind of fast and stuff." And then he did ask me to
Like, that's
step
what
out
cards
the
do.
car.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me to step out the car. I was like, "For what?" He said, "I just need you to step out the car for a moment." I'm like, "All right."
Sir, I'm not speeding. You got no reason to pull me out the car. You know.
He asked if I had drugs too. Like, you've been doing drugs? Drugs, he said, it does kind of smell a little bit like weed in here in that car. That could give me probable cause to search.
I
Did it
mean,
smell like weed?
No, it didn't. I really didn't smoke.
okay.
That was the problem. I was even more upset. I was like, you're not going to find anything in there. Like, I guarantee it. Like, that's what I told him. Said, I guarantee you're not going to find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then he started like just looking around my car. He was just like, oh, yeah, you see in the front? In Texas, you got to have the plate in the front and the back. And that's he was like, oh, I just want to show you that.
So you pulled me over for that.
Yeah.
So did you get a ticket or anything?
Nah, he didn't give me a ticket because I was new in town or whatever. He just said, yeah, get it taken care of. I had no idea you had to have a plate in the front and the back.
Me either.
I was just like, all right.
But see, that's what's fucked up with the system is those little petty sort of rules are exactly in place to stop people like us. Like innocent Black people who are going about their business. That's the whole point, is that you can be like, oh, you have a crack in your windshield. It's obstructing your view. I needed to pull you over to tell you. Like, I just saw 3 other cars drive by with the same thing and you didn't pull them over. Tail
lights, so many other things that could be wrong. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, and then just so I can try to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's why
registration.
Yeah, and that's why he brought up the weed though, because he really wanted the weed charge. He really wasn't worried about that plate. He wanted to get like some real big shit, but
he thought I was moving weight or something. He was like, he's obviously moving fast to get somewhere.
Wait, you had out of town plates though, right?
Yeah, I did at the time.
that could be what it is. like you just copped the rental. Like, okay, I'm about to go ahead and put this in the wheelbase. You know, get on the road.
If I play devil's advocate for 2 seconds, like, do I think all this stuff is racism? Yes. But I also think like we live in a world where people just don't trust other people. Like even outside of like the racial aspect. I wonder if that's part of the issue, is that we just like inherently don't trust other people.
I think it's possible. I don't. I definitely don't. Like, you got to earn that. Some people just give it just off of like, oh, that's another human being. They would never do that. But I just feel like that's naive to just trust everyone. So I think that could be what it is. I mean, you got to give me a reason to trust you, and like, because this is my life. Like, like nobody. You know, one thing I learned in life is like nobody really care about your life as much as you care about it. So it's like, why would I trust somebody? You know.
This is random as hell, but you know, I'm just thinking about like the stories that we make up. Like, okay, Roz got out of town plays. He's moving kind of quick, but he's not above the speeding limit, so he must be moving weight. When you guys go on trips and you're like on the plane, in your mind, you have like stories of what people are going to do, like where they're traveling to, why they're traveling.
No, I don't do that. You do that?
Kinda.
Really?
Like, I definitely kind of feel like I'm scoping out people to be like, okay, I know why I'm going to XYZ place. Why are you going? Why are you going? What do you have going on?
Interesting. No, I don't ever think about that. That's interesting. I'd be assuming that most people just going like back home or something. Like you can, if you're going for like a specific reason, like say you're going to the Beyonce show or whatever. Like you can kind of tell the people on the plane that's going to the
For
Beyonce show
sure.
or to the whatever show. But most of the time, I just feel like people going back to the crib. To be honest,
But then it's like, well, then why were you here?
like
Like,
why was you in my city? Yeah,
yeah. Like, I've taken, let's say, like a lot of flights to like between Vegas and Detroit. And obviously, I know why people are going to Vegas. But then when we get on the plane to go back to Vegas, from Vegas to Detroit, I'll hear people like, oh, well, I'm from Wisconsin or these other places. And I'm like, why the fuck are you going to Detroit? What business you got in Detroit?
yeah. Cause let everybody tell it. Detroit, the most craziest, dirtiest, the most dangerous city. So like, why are you coming to Detroit? You know. That's interesting. Let me tell one more story, and we're gonna move on from this topic. So, I was walking into my building, the building that I live in now. We got a garage in the bottom floor that you got to go through. So, I be trying so hard to avoid people. Back to what we was talking about a couple episodes ago with like not meeting your neighbors. I be trying to avoid people, so I try to time it. Like, okay, I don't want to see nobody in the garage. But this one time, I saw somebody in the garage with this white man. I don't know. This white man just might just be scared of me for some reason. But so I seen him once again. I made eye contact. Beep. Locked the car. Okay, cool. Whatever. That's cool. One time is cool. I understand.
And was he in the car or he was like walking
No,
into the building?
he was outside the car. Like he was standing by his
Ah,
car, and he was like, "Beep." I said, "Okay, cool. Whatever. That's fine. Like I get that." But then he looked back again, and then he said, "Beep, beep." Like he locked it again while looking at me. I'm like, "Why is you looking at me locking your car? Like I'm about to come up and rob you, bro." What is like why? Like like I must look threatening or something. Maybe I gotta fix my face or something. But like that's crazy to me.
and how many other Black people live in the building? Like, is it a pretty diverse building?
Yeah, it's definitely a diverse building. Like young Black people, older Black people, men, women, white, everybody.
So it's like, I'm sure he has to know for you to be in this parking lot. Like, yes, I live here. Once
We have a
again, why would I
camera,
steal your shit if we live in the same building? That's just stupid.
and it's a camera right there. Like, what are you doing? Come on, man. I don't get it. But yeah, like I said, I got to fix my face and just smile more. I guess maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I feel
Uh,
like you gotta even this out with the universe, and now anytime white men walk past you, and
I'm
just
ten,
lock your car like 5 times.
I'm 10 steps ahead of you because I already do that. Just in retaliation. Like, oh, y'all want to? Oh, y'all think I'm dangerous? Okay, I've been doing that for a long time.
And then you just gotta stare at them as they walk past and like slowly pick up your phone and like act like you're calling somebody, like you're calling the police.
Clutch my pearls. Like, my God.
I just
No,
wanted to report a strange man in my parking lot.
no, yeah, I definitely already do that. But all right, let's move on to the next topic. So go ahead and intro this one, Jermaine.
So, we live in like a really interesting time with the internet. Like there's some really beautiful things about it. Like there are people whose stories we learn that we wouldn't have known without the internet. People who have something to say that we wouldn't have seen without the internet. And in a lot of ways that can be really valuable. Obviously like the internet is democratized, like who has access to have a platform. But I also have noticed like more and more like stories of people where it's like, you know what? Maybe this person didn't need a platform. Maybe this person actually, we never should have known who they were. Maybe the world might have been okay if this person was not somebody in our radar. And it made me think about like the old school days of like when they used to kind of gatekeep who could become a celebrity. Like in order for you to become a celebrity, you needed to get a manager and an agent, and a producer needed to fuck with you, or a director needed to like you. Like you needed somebody else to be like, okay, I think this person is okay. So one of the examples that came up this week that made me think about this is there's a YouTuber who her whole thing is about like giving parental advice. And I guess she has like 2 million followers online or something like that. Her name is Ruby Frankie. And her whole thing is about being like a stern parent. And she just got charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse.
Oh.
Like she was beating her son, she wasn't feeding him. And like she has 6 kids, mind you. Like a clip came out of her on her YouTube channel where she's like, my kids are being bad chased, so I'm just not gonna feed them. So like she has like openly confessed to doing some of this stuff.
Ruby Frankie, huh? Okay, let me look her up right quick.
Yeah.
Utah. Makes sense. Utah. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think let me take it back to a point where you
Well,
made. Oh, go ahead.
I want to pause it here because I had just looked it up, and it's kind of crazy how she was caught. There's a whole 911 description of what happened, and I just want to read this what the dispatcher was saying. So they got the 911 call. The dispatcher said 911, the address of your emergency. Damn, a lot of the caller shit is redacted. Maybe it's going to court or something like that. But they was like, tell me what happened. And they was like, I have a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he say he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know that he has problems at the neighbor's house. He's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry and he's thirsty. Okay.
Oh.
The dispatcher says, is your door locked? And the caller was saying, no, I'm sitting outside with him on the front patio. And he asked us to call the police, so he's very afraid. So they redacted what the boy said. The caller's like, he's 12 years old. Yes. And the dispatcher was asking for date of birth. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there pretty much. But that's kind of crazy just how he came to the door. He was hungry, thirsty, his legs taped up.
Yeah.
And kind of bruised up. I'm like, who was this woman? Like, I thought it was the mom.
That was the mom. Yeah. And so what had happened was he was at the mom's friend's house. And that's when he like broke out and ran to the neighbor's house. And then when they went back to Ruby's home, they found her other daughter, her other kid, I think like a 10-year-old, was in like a similar condition. And that's when they were like, yeah, we're taking this bitch to jail. And she should be. But it's just hilarious. Like this woman's whole career basically was being on YouTube, giving advice about parenting. And yet here you are starving and abusing your kids.
What kind of advice she give though?
It was about like, her whole thing was about like tough love. And so she basically, like I said, there's a video that came out where she was like, yeah, my kids, they're not going to eat today until they have the house clean.
And people was following that, like, oh yeah, that's it. Like that's the idea.
Yeah, people were really rocking with it.
Like she literally is talking about abuse. And people was like, okay, and like they thought that was good advice.
At one point, I guess a couple years ago, like people started to realize like, oh, like she's like for real not feeding them. And they made a petition to like, I don't know if it was to like get her canceled or to have somebody look into it, but clearly nothing really came out of it until a couple years later, until now. So
we're just understand as well. The kid running out the house. So nobody ran after the kid. They didn't notice the kid. That's kind of weird to me. Like no one was running after the kid or trying to yell at him. He just runs out the house.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, he just snuck out. Like I said, she has 6 kids, so maybe she just was preoccupied with the other ones.
Yeah, you would think like if she was doing shit like that, she doesn't want that information to get out. Like you would keep watch over them to make sure they don't escape. It's funny though, because when you read that ride, it sounded like, I don't know if y'all ever heard them stories of like when somebody's been kidnapped for 15 years and they show up on the doorstep after 15 years and they hungry, cold, tattered clothes. Like it sounds like that, but like that's her kids though.
Here's another story. I just looked up something else about her. And mind you, this is a clip that she posted on her YouTube. So she was not being secretive about this. Mm-hmm. She told a story about how she got a text from her daughter's teacher that said Eve didn't have a lunch today. She didn't have a lunch packed. And Frankie, the lady says she told the teacher that she refused to bring her 6-year-old daughter lunch as a way of teaching her a lesson. She sent her 6-year-old daughter to school with no food.
She hell for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. So okay, so let's take it to the topic then. So like, all right, this person you said she had how many subscribers? Like you said 2 million or something?
Yeah.
So like, okay, should we gatekeep celebrities? I mean,
Like,
yeah,
who
but
should be celebrities?
you said who should?
Yeah. Who can become a celebrity?
Yeah, should we gatekeep who can become a celebrity? I don't. It's interesting because like we pay attention to the fucked up shit because like just based off of things we talked about where it's like oh I don't want to feed my kids, don't feed them to teach them a lesson. Like people are following her and listening to these videos and listening to what she's saying and like rocking with it. So it's like somebody I don't know if they agreed with it or if they were just like oh she's a train wreck. I'm just watching it, but either way, people are paying attention to her. So it's like I think we should gatekeep who has a platform or who can talk, but like your people gonna love or hate it because sometimes hate is more stronger than love. Can we even really gatekeep anything if like you can get on YouTube and record something today and it's gonna be out there? So like how can we gatekeep in 2023?
And that's the fucked up part. I know you said you had an update on EDP, right?
I do, I do. What do y'all know who EDP? I don't know if I had to break it all the way down for y'all, but um, so EDP is stands for Eat That Pussy for some reason. I don't know why he did that. So he's a YouTuber. He's like a big Philadelphia Eagles fan. I remember watching him like over a decade ago on YouTube. He used to just like rage and go crazy about the Eagles. So that's where everybody knows him from. But like I'll just take it to the second most recent incident where he was caught by a vigilante Chris Hansen type of nigga where they was trying to catch him with, with underage kids, right? And so I guess they had texted bro and it was like, oh yeah, like come over, we got cupcakes, like posing as a 15-year-old girl or something. Caught him, recorded a video, he got caught, it got blasted all over the internet and everything. So that happened like 2 years ago and he's still not in jail.
And
You
Right.
if I
told a
remember,
12-year-old girl he had cupcakes and come over?
No, she said I think yeah, he was going to get cupcakes from the young girl. And he like 30 something. What was you gonna say, Jermaine?
if I remember right, YouTube took him off the platform after that happened.
They did, yep, they did. But he still has his own website right now. I don't even want to promote it, but he has his own website. He still has a Twitter, he still has a TikTok. So
I
those
mean, I
people have
feel like that's the way to gatekeep is these social media platforms got to block them, especially when they're doing things like this to kids and
Mhm.
like whether they're harming them or doing inappropriate things with them. Maybe it should be on the platforms to monitor that situation.
I agree. I think that it might have got too far gone at this point just because there's so much content on YouTube being dropped every day. Like even when we upload videos, like we get demonetizations and like oh you can't use this content and stuff like that. Like they can find that quick, but like how are they not finding this other shit that's problematic? I think it might just be hard to find. Um, but if you got 2 million subscribers, I feel like you should have heard of this person. You should have heard about the shit that they talking about. It should be like they got fresh and fit out of here. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I mean, it still took them a while to do that.
It did.
Like they built the platform, they got all these subscribers. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing you can really do because people follow them. That's their choice. If they want to listen to that and they want to hear that, I mean, they're gonna go find it anyway.
If it's not on that platform, it'll be another. So it's like, yeah, I think once again, we're the problem. Like people are the problem, not the. Well, it's both. Obviously, the creators are the problem too. But like, if we follow
I
them,
definitely think it's both.
yeah, it's both. Once again, so it's like, what can we really do? And you know what the thing is, like talking about what you're speaking about, Jermaine, is like, yeah, back in the day, you had to be an actor, you had to be a musician and stuff like that, and we didn't have social media and stuff like that. But now we have social media where you can just be an influencer just because you dance good or you got the best swag, like you got the new Shein drops or the
Yeah, but you're
best merch.
funny or
Yeah, so like now it's just like, oh, anybody can just get up here. So it's like I don't know. Once again, shut down social media. Go ahead though.
And it's so tricky because I personally have learned a lot from people on the internet, right? Like there are people who have definitely, in another world would not have gotten the platform. And I can be like, oh, I learned something from that person. But at the same time, it is scary to think about. All you have to do is have an internet connection and have a phone. And you can be like, okay, I'm going to present myself as an quote unquote expert in this. Like this woman, as an example, was saying that she was a parenting expert. Whole thing was parenting, but you don't even really know how she parents her kids or how they feel about her parenting. That's the scary part is
Mhm.
all the fake experts.
Yeah, you don't even need no credentials for shit no more. We can also talk about the
Yeah,
Derek
all this
Jack.
stuff that's happening to kids.
That's an
Like,
interesting part too. Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep it on the dark mode right quick. So let's talk about internet challenges, man. Since we talking about social media and the things that we see and people that's getting platformed. Um, so I think has anybody done a one chip challenge before? Have you done it, right?
no, I haven't done the one chip challenge.
Okay.
No,
No, I haven't either. I kind of want to try it. Well, maybe not after this, but I always do want to try the shit. But so recently, it was a team that
no.
had took the
Could
one
be
chip
funny.
challenge. You said, what? Oh yeah, it could be.
It's
Yeah,
normally could be a
definitely.
funny thing that people do. I've seen it
Hmm.
online, TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's like basically like a hot chip that you eat. I'm sure everybody done seen it now if you on social media. And so, but recently, a teen had took this challenge. He was 14 years old. He ended up passing away from the actual one chip challenge. And first of all, I just think that that's wild. Just because I don't know if what they be putting in this shit. I guess what is it? What's in here? It's Carolina Reaper and Naga Viper peppers.
I don't know what they use, but it's something very hot. Um,
Yeah,
man, that's messed up that he passed away like that.
yeah,
Like,
and it's crazy because the chip is in a coffin shaped container with a skull on the front.
Damn.
Ain't that something? So it's basically
like
warning us, like,
I don't really get it. It's like, what were people doing around him? You think like people were just laughing, and then immediately, then they figured out, hey, he really dying.
yeah, that's probably what happened. I'm gonna check. Yeah, that's probably what happened. To be honest, that's probably some sick shit. Cause they was probably recording it and everything, like recording, like,
Only
oh, he
reason
doing
I
the
feel like
challenge.
I don't want to really joke about it because it was a kid. So, man, that's condolences to that their family, who he is. I'm glad that they stopped selling that chip and stuff like that because we don't want no more kids to do that kind of challenge and lose their life like that.
Yeah, they definitely pulled the
These stupid
joint.
challenges.
Yeah. So he was pronounced dead later that day at the hospital. Yeah, so I'm just reading through this little stuff right quick. Yeah, man. So there's some sad shit, but I think this just opens up a conversation of like so all the stupid damn challenges that we've seen throughout the years. Like there's been so many that it's just been dangerous for people. Like, what's some of the craziest challenges? What do y'all feel like is the craziest challenge y'all seen, other than the one chip challenge? Because that one is kind of. I feel like the one chip challenge is not really that dangerous. That's why I'm so confused. But what's the craziest one that y'all feel like y'all seen?
The cinnamon challenge was one. I'm like, why do you want to cough profusely? Like, number one, a mouthful of cinnamon does not taste good. You know you're gonna cough. I never saw the appeal of that. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, like
I
cinnamon only
love the
tastes.
crate challenge.
Oh yes, yeah,
That
yeah.
was
That was a
amazing
good
to
challenge.
watch.
You did it?
No, no, no. But
Oh,
it
okay.
was fun watch people fall. Oh man, they would really get hurt.
Isn't there something like psychological to that? Like, I don't know the details, but like, aren't we as humans like psychologically programmed to like watching people get hurt? Like, we find it funny.
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. I gotta
I
look
feel like
into
there
it.
has to be. Like, why do we universally find it funny when people get hurt?
Like America's Funniest Home Videos, or like
Yeah.
Jackass. Like we just love watching that type of shit. I don't know. Maybe it is. Hmm.
Yeah, like we know something's gonna happen. Usually, like, oh yeah, that don't look good. But we just sit there and watch. Like, go ahead.
Hmm. Well, same reason why motherfuckers because I just went through this when I went out of town. Like y'all know when y'all see an accident and everybody like trying to see what's happening. Like yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't know why we
Rubbernecking.
do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, gawking and shit. You know.
It's like, what do you want to see? The person plastering on the ground? It's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, low key, I don't be wanting to see that. I just be wanting to see like is everybody okay? You know what I mean? But I learned to like not gawk anymore. I just keep rolling. Um, Now the craziest shit I ever seen. This shit was so damn like I don't even know why people was doing this shit. Like when they took the ice cream out the freezer, they licked it and they put the shit back. Like that
Oh,
one,
yes. I forgot about that. That was nasty.
that one was just one of the ones where like that was around the time where I just lost faith in humanity because I'm like, this really what we doing though? Like this is funny to y'all?
I'm
It's
glad that they
ridiculous.
caught some people and like really sent them to jail for that.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh shoot, that made me think of it just left.
I'll say another one. Tide Pods. I mean, Tide Pods do look good. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's the nice blue, the nice orange, the white. Like it looks good, like appetizing. I understand.
What do you think it would taste like if it looks good?
Like a blueberry orange, like that vibe. like something like that. Like
You know what? Low-key, if Ty was smart, they would have come out with like they would have saw the whole hoopla around it and then like collaborated with like Skittles or like a candy company and then made like a real candy.
honestly, they should have did. I don't know why they didn't do that because it does look appetizing for real. Like they could have made a gummy bear, like a gummy pie.
Mm.
Like I would tear those shits up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let's see what other crazy challenges happen. There's been so damn
I
many.
just looked up some challenges and I'm like, man, some of these are wild. They got one that's called the condom challenge.
The condoms.
And
Which
yeah.
is
That's a
you
challenge
got
everybody should do every day. Go ahead.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, yeah, you
It
gotta
said
tell us what the rules are for that.
the
Let me
challenge
tell
involves inserting a latex condom into the nostril and snorting it into the nasal cavity.
Oh
Oh,
And then you
shoot.
pull it out the other end. I've seen that before.
Yuck.
Yeah, so it's like you go all the way through your nasal passage.
no. Mm.
That's disgusting. Here's the thing about these challenges is like you get nothing for doing these challenges. It's like bring more publicity to the companies associated to it. Just because you eat the one chip, you don't get anything.
And you know what the funny thing is? We never remember who started it.
Nope.
So all you did was started a trend. Like, okay, that's cool. You was a trendsetter, but like we don't know your name. And now you just got cinnamon in your mouth and you coughing. Like, it don't make sense.
Was the ice bucket challenge the first challenge?
Was it the first? Uh, it might have been.
I think it might have been. And that's what's interesting is like that was the only positive challenge that ever existed, as far as I know. Like it actually did something. It raised a lot of money for what was it for ASL,
ALS, yeah.
ALS,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember though when it went from like people actually raising money to it just being a thing people did from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember when it started, it was like only celebrities doing it, and they'd be like, "I'm donating $50,000,"
Yeah.
and the next
Mm.
thing you know, it was just like a random auntie who's posting, somebody throwing ice on her. It's like, and a bunch of
Nothing.
14-year-old kids doing it. Nobody talking about any donations.
Which was cool because it's like, okay, like it's really bringing, like you said, it's a positive thing. It's bringing awareness to ALS, and which I never heard of it before that. So like I guess that's cool. You know what I mean? But let me see. Oh, I forgot about that. The Kylie Jenner lip challenge. When people was putting bottles
Oh,
and they were like sucking the bottle to get big lips. Like that was crazy too. Niggas,
Yeah, I'm seeing
everybody
some
want to be
wild ones like Benadryl challenge.
oh, the Benadryl challenge. What
Pretty
is
much you
that? Just
just take
drinking.
a dangerous amount of Benadryl to achieve a high and experience hallucinations. And they said a teenager died from it.
Damn. So basically drinking lean.
That's what I mean, taking Benadryl pills, I guess. And then
Oh, it's
they
the
had
pill.
the NyQuil chicken, the sleepy chicken challenge.
Mm-hmm. I seen
That
that one.
sounds nasty.
Pee your pants challenge, the poop challenge. What? What is going on? The dipping challenge. All right, let's talk about because this made me think of something. Is like the dance challenges. The only one I can really think of is like the Kiki. What's that song called by Drake? Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, no, you know the song
Like
by Drake.
cats. I know
No,
the
that's
song. I don't know if I know the name.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you writing? Damn, what is the name of that song?
Yeah. Oh, with the city girls. That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I remember the dance. I mean, what about it?
I'm just saying, like that's cool. Like I can accept dance challenges. Like they
Who,
do get corny a little bit, but
who was the dance that went with that? Oh, that was In
oh,
My
Shiggy.
Feelings.
In my feeling, remember Shiggy?
Oh, damn. What happened to Shiggy?
I just seen a picture of him the other day, like today. He was looking bad. I ain't gonna lie, he was looking bad.
Drewski really got Shiggy out of here.
What
You
for
said
real?
he was looking bad. I mean, I follow Shiggy.
Oh, he okay.
Like,
So he's still on the up and up. Okay, I don't know. The picture I
he not
saw
on the
was
up and
crazy.
up. I
Oh.
wouldn't say that, but he living. He living good. He getting his gigs.
Yeah,
That's what I mean by Drewski got him out of here. Like, you can only have one goofy, viral type person who can be with the rappers. Like, I don't know if there's enough space for multiple of them. Shiggy had a nice little run, and then Drewski came up and was like, I gotta hear from now on.
No, he definitely took that shit and ran as far as
Yeah, I
possible.
mean, Shiggy only had the dance. I mean, there's not much you can really do after the song gets played out.
I'm looking at his TikTok. Yeah, it does look like he's had a hard time as of late.
He looking for that next. I don't even know if you can call it a hit. I don't know, next whatever. But
Yeah, I
um,
saw one where he was like I think he has a business where he gets in a costume and he apparently dances.
so he's a clown. Okay, that's what it sounds like. Nigga, court jester. Damn, Shig. I hate to see it. You hate to see it, man. You know what's funny though? The first, I feel like I don't know if you can call it a challenge, but like Soldier Boy crank that, like that might have been the first dance
I
challenge.
was about to say, whoa, did Social Boy have the first challenge ever? He might have. Damn, another Soldier first.
He might have, because I mean, of course, it was Snap Your Fingers. It was Lean
But
with it, Rock with it.
you know what? Actually, I think you're onto something. I think he was the first challenge because remember that was like the thing was to post it. I don't think you posted the other dances. Like you saw them in the video and you did them, but that was the first one that I can remember where you saw the dance and the whole point was to like post it on MySpace.
Yep. Or just like that was probably back when that was 06, 07. I think YouTube came out in 06, 07. So I think people was like doing it themselves. They was like, oh, let me put on my tall tee, my long shorts. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
gonna create that. We gonna create that motherfucker. Yeah, but I mean, I think all in all, I think challenges are cool. I guess. Well, are they? I don't know. Like, I just want to see one that's like good for the community. You know
Wait, did I make this up?
what?
I'm on Shiggy's TikTok and it says his tagline is how I'm a clown. Oh, he is like owning the fact that he's a legit clown.
Oh, I think that was like one of his vines back in the day. Like he had clown painted on his face, like a clown paint,
Oh,
and he'd be like,
okay.
"Hi, I'm a clown. Hi, I'm a clown." Yeah.
Never
So he's
mind.
yeah. So he's still holding it. So I mean, he might be a clown. He's still holding on to that old shit. But I mean, it's much success to him. But let's
Yeah,
go ahead and
I
wrap this
remember he was trying to get into the acting, but I don't think that really worked out for him.
for real. Damn, you hate to
Sorry,
see it.
Shigs.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this episode up here. It's been dark enough.
Yeah, shout out to Shiggy.
Shout out to is that your highlight for the week, Shiggy?
Yeah, I mean Shiggy. I mean, like, look, he got a daughter and everything. He got a girl. Like, he living good. Shout out to Shiggy.
Low-key, I don't want to type that in the description because he gonna come back and listen. He gonna be like, "Oh, these niggas was going crazy."
Nah, I fuck with Shiggy for real. That's why I ain't laugh.
All right, Jermayne, do you have anything to highlight this week?
I do. So I've been on a YouTube kick as of late. So I wanted to shout out another YouTube channel that I like. It's this girl who does video commentary. Her name is Salem Tovar. Lately I've just been really into the commentary videos, video essay type vibe, and she has some really dope ones, really interesting perspectives. And yeah, also she does like dope makeup. Like her makeup looks really dope and she talks about interesting topics. So
Okay, super dope. Let me shout out Blood Orange, which I'm pretty sure we talked about Blood Orange like episodes and episodes and episodes ago. But he's a super dope guitarist, artist from the UK, I believe, and he has an album called Negro Swan. That's definitely
I
one of my
love the name.
yeah. It's a great name. I love the cover. The whole album is good. It's just it's interesting. Like it's something that an American would never make. I think it's a super dope
I
album.
haven't heard of him in a minute.
I know. I'm kind of waiting on him to drop shit. I don't think he dropped since that Angel's Pulse, which was like 2019. So
Hmm.
yeah, definitely shout out to Blood Orange. He's super dope. But check out that. Check out Shiggy's TikTok. Check out that. You said her name was what?
Salem
Salem
Tovar.
Salem Tovar. Okay, so check out that as
Also,
well.
did y'all hear about the Joker 2 is going to be a musical?
No, I didn't. That's crazy. Like you talking about it's in theaters, but it's like Chicago basically, like a musical like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a musical, the movie. The Joker
Really?
2, they said it's a lot of music in it. Lady Gaga is going to be, I guess, one of the main actors in it as well. So
Oh,
it could be good.
that could be
Okay.
interesting.
Interesting. I hate musicals though, but yeah, I don't know.
Same.
It killed the vibe for some reason. Like just give me the music and then the movie. Like give me a soundtrack. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but I have faith in Lady Gaga. We'll see.
no, she dope. She fine. She fine. She definitely fine. But yeah, man, check out all the recommendations that we have in the highlights this week. And if you made it this far, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Friends Podcast, and we out. Peace out.
Yep.
Bye.